Good morning, Team Steam. Good morning, Ramon. How are you on this fine Wednesday morning?
Well, good, Mindy. Thank you. Good morning to the team Steam and doing fine out here in the sports gambling capital of the world, Las Vegas. Welcome to the morning Steam with Mindy Hahn, the Midwest premier sports handicapper. I'm Ramon Scott. We're going to have a preview today of the card, Mindy, NBA, college basketball, and hockey.
Ice hockey.
Yeah, and short card to a certain extent. We have 5 games of preview in college, and the hockey card's kind of small too. But we got a nice NBA card, certainly, and could have been a little bit better day. The team over at Tony's Picks had a really great day. Want to welcome everyone coming into the chat. Good to see you. We'll let some people file in before we get started on the previews today. Anything exciting for you on the card yesterday? I saw you had some premium winners with Ball State, Nebraska, Michigan State under. Also, you had the under Columbus and Ottawa. Anything stand out for you? You had the Kings and the Jazz under as well.
More that kind of what stood out is this Creighton basketball team winning by 20 and that Nebraska basketball team losing by 20. So that was kind of the big things, for me yesterday. Kind of got, caught up on some grocery shopping and such, over the weekend. So I'm ready to go the rest of the week here. Didn't watch too much sports yesterday. It was kind of, sometimes it's a nice day off.
Yeah, and the card kind of wrapped up early. There was some late hockey action. With Creighton, we talked about, and that was one of our previewed games. And I was certainly thinking Creighton, but that line got a little bit high, so I balked a little bit. But we went with the total. I think our results on the show were kind of mixed, actually. So we can go over, though, and take a look over at Tony'sPicks.com here in just a moment, see what went on, because pretty much everybody won, maybe except you and I, but that's okay.
Right, it happens.
Good job by the team, by the Tony's Picks team anyway. Let me get the website loaded up here and let everyone see what's going on. Head on over to our website, Tony'sPicks.com. There you'll find our premium picks, absolutely our best picks every day over at Tony's Picks. Nick Lagaretos comes in with a 9-2-1 record. Pravi Sambamurti, Mindy, over the last 30 days, Pravi up 4,687 units.
Right.
The highest number that we've seen over the 30-day period. Since the inception of the website, 63 games over 500 over the last 30 days. Brandon came in. Brandon Chech 6-3, Hollywood Sam 3-1, Sean 2-1. There were some other numbers up there. You and I still up there in the 7-day leaderboard as well, up 2,500 units between us. So nothing terrible there, certainly. Pretty good.
Right. We're still hitting well. Yesterday was my first day that I was, a game under in quite a long time. So ready to get that, back going the other direction again. So, we know it's going to happen every once in a while. We know we're not going to probably win every single day, even though we would like to.
Yeah, kind of like some of the teams in the NBA that we'll talk about. Yesterday,
right.
Giannis was the big story with his 55 points against Washington. Also, the Thunder crushing the Celtics look very interested. Yeah, they just within the hour of maybe hour and a half of tip-off, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander ruled out, and then they went out and scored 150 points on the Celtics. So nothing wrong with the Thunder at home, certainly. Boston kind of mailed that one in a little bit there. And you did have a nice call there on the show with the Kings yesterday against the Jazz. Kings, real moneymaker for us, I think, so far. When we went with them on the show, I should have tailed you really on that one there. But we did sweep it. I did call for the under there. So that was one of our better picks on the show yesterday. So, but a lot more NBA action today. We'll look at with a gigantic card. There's already been a lot of early line movement, particularly in the totals. So we'll kind of see where those are headed. You'd think at this point, with the defense being optional, I mean, I'm feeling uncomfortable because I love unders, but these scores are just, so out of control at this point. But, I guess the Sharps aren't afraid to still hit some of these games under. We'll see today what you think. I mean, I see movement as we speak, so we'll kind of cover it as we go along. Anyways, check out our website over here, Tony'sPicks.com. You see all the latest premium picks, including our best bets. So people have best bets loaded up, including myself. I've got it looks like a hockey stick there, but that's my. I opened my tennis season, Mindy, with a victory here this morning out here on the West Coast in Australia. I brought home an underdog, a plus 125 underdog in my first play in Australia in straight sets. So probably try to fix this graphic here, though, so no one thinks I'm playing a hockey game. That doesn't look quite right there. But Mindy, what are you going to be up to today over on Tony's Picks? I know you got a lot of plays already loaded. This college basketball card, it's a mix of, top conferences and mid-major conferences.
Well, I have a 7-pack in college basketball that you can see right there so far for only $45, and then have a 3-pack in the NBA and 1 play in the NHL thus far. Have another one I like, seeing if I can get some line movement on that one before I put it in. So that's where I'm headed today. Pretty big card. Lots of games here, so pretty excited for this one.
Yeah, I feel like I want to fire today. I've already loaded up a pretty big package myself, a 5-pack of early action. This will be coming in college basketball, so I'm not done yet. I don't think. I'm going to come in pretty hard on this college card, I think.
Right.
I like it a lot better than yesterday's. I went pretty light yesterday.
Right, I only had 3 plays yesterday, so.
Here comes my plays today. College basketball, 5-pack, $35 over at Tony'sPicks.com. All of our packages are profit guaranteed, meaning you must show a profit or you'll get credits back to your Tony's Picks account. You'll always have a winning experience at Tony'sPicks.com. So anyways, we can expand the leaderboard a little bit just to show how
there's lots.
Yeah, and we're just doing everybody a favor. Because I snuck up on there because that tennis play.
Your plus money, that's right.
Yeah, but actually, you see how deep the leaderboard went yesterday. It wasn't just about those top 5. Sean, Ben, Tony, the GM, all putting together, and it was a light day. Certainly yesterday. Probably he doesn't need to go light at this point. The way he's cranking out these winners, and Nick with a nice card, 9 and 2. But today it's probably all about that NBA card. We'll get right into it. I just want to say hello again to everybody. Let's start taking a look at who's in the chat. Well, we got Kevin was here first today. He says hello. And Crush is here today. Butterscotch is here. Hello, everybody. Blake is here. The Scotch says Celtics are broken. I'm not sure. I don't know if I can buy that just yet. Again, there's going to be some mail-ins, I think, at this point, but it was kind of weird that with SGA out and then all of a sudden they score 150 points. There are some injury concerns today as well. So
seems like a lot of folks got injured there on the injury report.
Yeah. All right, we can just get into it, I guess. Use the promo code TonyT at checkout to save 20% off all premium pick packages. Short-term or long-term, it doesn't matter. Use the promo code TonyT at checkout to save 20%. Why not match Mindy and I up in the 2-for-1 capper promotion? And then you'll get a lot of plays from us. Mindy and I are high volume, so you definitely get your money's worth there, even if you just get us for 3 days or 7 days. I would think if you get a 7-day package, Mindy, it'd probably be about at least 150 plays from us over 7 days, I would think, especially once you get into some of those big college basketball cards. If you like high volume, if you just want a couple of solid plays. We have some great handicappers as well that you could be interested in. But if you're going to play a little bit higher volume, you want to roll with, I would say, someone like Mindy and I, or probably, that are kind of come in and try to give you that long term edge, certainly. So, but the way everybody hit it yesterday, probably can't go wrong with our team over at Tony's Picks. Mindy, we're going to go with the NBA to start us off. I don't know if, there's much news that we can talk about coming in. We're still thinking about Mr. Hamlin. And, 24 hours later, I'd say it's great news. Improvement, certainly, long way to go. But I think considering it's been just 24 hours and the news was positive yesterday, so we'll see what the NFL decides to do. I would think it's looking more and more like we'll just probably end up calling that game, a no contest, and those teams will end up with just, 16 games on their schedule a little bit, may come down to I don't know if they'll have a coin flip for the division title or what they'll do, but, no problem. I think that, we know those teams are in the playoffs. You just need a chance. And like I said, the Chiefs will have their chance to, probably wrap up the home field with a victory. So hello to Ron also as well. Get it ready, everybody, to bring your picks, your information in, what we're looking for with the free picks rapid fire as we get into the NBA. Like I said, Mindy, I'll cover the line movement. There's been pretty heavy movement in a lot of these games. These lines that you'll see are about, 90 minutes old, I'd say. Kind of waited a little bit to enter in the data, so we'll see how these go. But we're going to start it off right away. Hello to Curtis as well today. All right, Mindy. Yeah, in this one, the Suns and the Cavs. Suns taking a little bit of action early on here. I'm showing right now the Cavaliers are -4.5, and this total has taken some widely reported steam. It's down to 218.5.
All right. Well, I mean, the Suns are 4-0 versus this Cavaliers team over the last, 3 seasons here. Suns putting up 114 a game, Cavaliers 112. Suns, 5-1 against the spread the last 6 on 1 day's rest. I'm going to go ahead and take the Suns here. I'll take some points today, Ramon.
All right. Mindy's going to be on the Suns here with those points against the Cavs. Suns are on a real funk right now. No doubt about it. They definitely have issues. So I imagine you're looking for them to, bust out of that a little bit. I mean, we're still without Booker, and a lot of that slump has been without him. I guess it's starting to show how important he is to that lineup. Darius Garland, it looks like he will be doubtful for this game. Evan Mobley, questionable. So the Cavaliers aren't without their injury woes as well. I'm going to look to fade the steam here, I think, today with these two teams. It looks, I don't know. I just can't. When I see, I don't know if I should be thinking over first when it comes to the NBA, especially if that line movement is going the other way, just because of what I said. I mean, these, games there just seems like no stopping the scoring at this point until there's a change in, I don't know, philosophy or whatnot. So here comes Ron with his play. Cavs have been on fire. He's taking Cavs and the under. So not the best price for Ron. I don't know if it'll go. It's actually dipped to 218 218 and then crawled back up. So maybe Ron can wait a little bit there and still think about getting a good price. Dave says he's worried about without Booker, the Cavs don't lose at home. Maybe I do kind of agree with that. Ron says he expects Mobley to play, so that's good news for the Cavs. I haven't seen an update that would indicate that. All I know that it was listed as questionable yesterday, but just an ankle injury that just some time will heal. So that would be a good sign for the Cavaliers. So Scotch says also taking the Cavs. They've been so dominant at home, 14-6-1 against the spread at home this season. So for me, I'm going to end up going over in this one. I think a little bit of value there. Look, I know the Cavs can be very, very solid defensively at home, and that's the way this team has come in. But I'm going to look to go over in this one. Cavaliers have been putting up a little bit better numbers of late as far as the total's concerned. They're 7-3 in their last 10 to the over, and the Suns as an underdog, they are 7-3 to the over. So I'm going to go over in this one with my free play. Mindy is going to be on the Suns, and we're off and running. So yeah,
all right, here we go.
Yep, Ron says Mobley played yesterday, so he practiced yesterday, so he expects him to play. That sounds like a positive as well. That does sound very good, like good confirmation, no doubt about it. All right, the Pacers are going to go up against the 76ers here, and I'm showing that the Sixers are up to a 7.5 point favorite. Not much movement in this one. Total still 232.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Pacers here on the road today. They are 13-3 against the spread versus 76ers with rest over the last 16 games here. Pacers won 4 in a row now, putting up about 130 a game over those last 4. I'm going to try the Pacers today with the plus points.
Both teams are pretty terrific against the spread, no doubt about it. And I don't know, Sixers at home, they definitely get a lot of numbers, but the Pacers have been straight money of late as well. They've been just absolutely one of the hottest teams when it comes to taking the points here is Ron, but 8-2 over the last 10 games against the spread for Indiana. Philadelphia, one of the best spread teams at home around, 15-5, but for 7.5 points, I'm going to come in there with you, Mindy. I'm going to go ahead and take the Pacers with you in this one. I like the fact that they have been covering numbers of late, and the fact that they have also, a little bit over 500 against the spread on the road at 10-8 seems pretty good to me at 7.5 points. Thank you, Dave. That's nice of you to say. And let's get on this one, though. This will be Mindy and I playing this one with Indiana here. Plus 7.5 in this one. And the widely reported steam in this one, Mindy, did come in on the under in this game. But as I said, it really wasn't too significant because the spread has hardly moved. In fact, some of the spots opened 231.5. There were also some 232.5 openers. And then you're right in the middle right now. So the reported steam came in on the under, and I probably would lean to the under there, but we're going to be on the Pacers here. Really hard trying team, the Pacers, even with their, decent record for sure. I mean,
right.
They've been a nice surprise actually this year. So Latifah's here. Hello. And Curtis also has a play, it looks like, coming in here. He likes the over in this game. Why not? Just take over in every game at this point. But I don't know. Steam came in under. Probably going to respect the steam there. But my plays with Mindy, we're going to be on the Pacers here. Thunder and the Magic. The Magic are a 2-point favorite here. It's ticked up just a little bit. And this total is 229. The steam did reportedly come in on the under, but again, not a significant move. This one opened maybe as high as 230-ish, but a lot of 229. In fact, a lot of places opened as low as 228.5. So, reportedly steam on the under, but I'd say the number's just pretty solid, right in that range of about 238.5, 228.5, 229.
Yeah, I mean, I still like the over here. I mean, I know that they put up the 150, last night, but before that, I mean, they're still scoring, 125, 130 a game here, and the Magic's usually able to keep up with them. I'll take the over. It is 8-2 in the Thunder's last 10 as well, so I'm going to go ahead and go over today.
Kind of a nice matchup of two young teams, and although the steam did come in on the under, I think I'm going to agree with Mindy here. I'm going to look for this game to go over. You consider right now with these two teams, Orlando, they've been a pretty steady over this season at 11-9 at home to the over, 4-2 to the over as a favorite. Oklahoma City 21-16 to the over this season. So I think there might be a little bit of value, but I don't want to say that I'm going first look over right now, but until things calm down here a little bit, how far can bookmakers adjust to these high scores? There's no real trend that, they're still pretty close to even as far as overs and unders are concerned. But here comes Butterscotch with saying OKC away from home on the back-to-back. Big quick turnaround going to a team against Orlando that, definitely has been pretty decent. So looks also, Dave says, is SGA playing? And considering that, it was just, an illness last night, still listed as questionable. So we'll have to see if his 31 points per game will be in the lineup. But do have for Orlando, you got to have Bol out for this game. It looks like he's in health protocols a little bit. Yeah. Both Wagner's out. Orlando's got all types of issues with players being out today. Now they will have, guys back in the lineup as well. Man, their injury list is long. Really, just throughout the lineup, mostly reserves, but you've got listed out Suggs, Harris, Bol, Schofield. Both Wagner's out, Okiki out, Isaac out. Some of those, Isaac's a long-term injury, and some of those others are as well. But when you look at some of those other names, certainly, some of those guys are on suspension still and listed out for this game. So those are pretty significant for me. But we'll take the over in this one, Mindy. Let's go over with the consensus play here with the Thunder and the Magic. I'm not broad brushing these, certainly, with these totals, but again, just out of control. Let's take a look. We've got some plays here. Blake's going to be on the over here. Ron says does he expect Shea to play tonight? I'm not sure. We'll see. Just an illness. We know that there's some going on there. And Ron says he's leading to OKC. Yeah, I mean, that seems pretty significant. But a little bit of slight move there on Orlando, certainly. All right. Get to the next contest here with the Grizzlies taking on the Hornets. And the Grizzlies are a 7.5-point favorite. And this total has gone up here to 236.
Yeah, so going to be interesting here to see on this one where we go. But the Hornets, they're 4-1-1 against the spread the last 6. So I think I'm going to go ahead and take these Hornets at home. The Grizzlies do put up quite a bit of points here. They're putting 117 per game over the last 3. Hornets here 114, kind of during that same span here. I like the plus points at home for the Hornets.
Yeah, I think the fact that it's high enough at 7.5, I'll agree with you on this one too, Minnie. Let's go 3 for 4 right now out of the gate. Hornets aren't really getting many numbers at all. I mean, they're really, really bad. And here comes everybody coming in on Memphis, kind of warning us, I think.
Only
here.
28, right?
Scotch on Memphis and Ron right behind him, Memphis. But Memphis doesn't get very many numbers either, right? I mean, they're 5-12-1 against the spread on the road. Charlotte 6-11-1 against the spread at home. And Memphis, has been a pretty good favorite, but just on the road right now, seeing some of the woes that are having right now. Blake says road win, but home cover here, which that might be, just
right.
Make more sense right now with that big number. Total going up big time. And this one, I'm maybe a little too high that I might be willing to come in on an under here. But for me, I think I want to agree with Mindy and another one and take points at home right now with some of these road teams. It looks like, yeah, Scotch, they just wear down. They play no defense anyways, and then by the end of the game. But again, Memphis not getting numbers on the road. That would be my concern, here. Maybe the good teams kind of get some of those, could cover some of those numbers, but to get close to a double digits here or so, that seems kind of like a bit of an ask for me. I'll take Charlotte with Mindy here plus the points. So
Consensus
we're
plan.
disagreeing. Yeah, we're disagreeing a little bit with everybody here on this one. We're going to be on our own on this one. So please let us hear about it tomorrow if this one doesn't come through. I don't think it's not necessarily just a game where I'm just picking one to I like the Hornets with those points, certainly. Okay, the Spurs and the Knicks. Now this one has the Knicks favored by 9.5, and the total here 227. Reportedly, this team came in on the under, went as low as 226, but now is back up to 227. Spurs and Knicks.
Yeah, I mean, Knicks are still having a little bit of trouble scoring, still only putting up 108 over, the last 3 games here. Spurs, on the other hand, are 8 points better than that, putting up 116 here. Spurs are also 5-2 against the spread, the last 7 here. I'm going to take the Spurs. I feel like I'm on a lot of underdogs, taking some bigger points here today.
All right, Mindy going to come in on the Spurs in this one against the Knickerbockers. Yeah, getting some almost double digits here. For me, though, even though the steam has come in on the under, I'm going to look. I think this one's going to go over. Let's take a look and see. On the injury report, see how we're looking there. Not much to report here in this one. Barrett still remains out. And Derrick Rose questionable, but the big one, Brunson back in. So I think for me, I'm going to look to go over in this game as my free pick here in this one. Mindy, you have a Spurs team that absolutely can't stop anybody right now. 9-1 to the over in their last 10, 11-6 to the over on the road. Knicks, you mentioned some of their numbers as well, and I've got 11-8 to the over at home for the Knicks. So maybe a little bit of value, and if I can take an over, I'm willing to do it right now. It's just the way I feel with these scores. So Mindy will be on the Knicks. I'll be on the over in this one.
Yeah, I don't mind the over there.
All right, let's see if we've got anything from the chat on this one. Dave says Knicks hot at home. And Tony's going to come in and says he likes the under here with the Knicks playing better defense. And, Spurs definitely can, they've had their moments, but they're still not one of the better teams. Certainly they're near the bottom in the league. So that's understandable there. All right. Bucks and Raptors. Raptors, a 3-point favorite here. This has been one of the bigger movers as far as the total's concerned. Down to 226.5. Have they not been watching?
Well, I don't know. Have they? I don't know. I feel like this one's a little bit tough here. But the Bucks, they are 4-0 against the spread in the last 4. They're putting up 113 over their last 3. Raptors 111. I think I'm going to go the Bucks here today in this one. I'll take some more plus points, Ramon.
Okay, how about that? The Bucks is an underdog, so obviously the situation. We'll see what happens, and tough to figure. Granted, we know the Raptors can be better at home, but you're looking at a team that's still 5 games under 500. Yeah, the Bucks are on a back-to-back right now, so Middleton is definitely out with that knee problem. Interested to see what they have to say in the chat, because it does seem kind of peculiar, right? That you have Toronto here as a home favorite against the mighty Bucks. Scotch says he likes the under in this game. in this one. And yeah, I mean, this total has definitely moved way to the under. I'm showing, this thing opened as high as generally 229. There were some rogue numbers out there that were 230 or over, but man, that to me just seems. I don't want to disagree here with Scotch, but I'm probably going to end up doing so. Ron says Bucks plus the points on the back-to-back. Giannis is hot. Ron says maybe this is a spot where Giannis takes a day off, and that was when I first saw the line. That's what I did is I went right to the injury list and said, if they already decided that Giannis is going to take this one off. Right, so Blake's with me. There's my pick right there. Bucks, Raptors. I want to go over. Yeah, if Giannis sits, could be a problem, but maybe not. I mean, some of these games are, I guess I'll just keep saying it. You guys don't need to know. I mean, you guys see these finals coming in. Really, the ones that are staying under is just because the total's been set too high, because no one scores under 100 points anymore. So, hey, Daniel Treschel, nice to see him here. No problem you're not late. You can always go back and check it out.
Right.
But
late is relative.
Haven't talked to you in a couple of days. Let's just put it that way. So good to see Daniel here as well. So, all right. So Mindy's going to be on the Bucks here, plus the points. She says what's going on with that line, and I'll be on the over. Take advantage of this. What I think is a low total. And Mindy, what is Latifah's? I'm going to have to
wave.
Hello to Latifah. On my software, and don't stop, Latifa. Don't stop putting up. I can see most of the emojis that come up, but some of them don't register with my software. And our new feature on the show is going to be me asking Mindy what some of the emojis, like Ron's, I can see the deer there. I can see the little buck, but for some reason, Mindy, I can't see Latifah's wave. So, but it's funny because I think I've seen her wave. So it must be just something. The new word wonky. Wonky. I love saying wonky. Wonkiness. Can we think of some other types of wonky word? Wonky. I love that.
Wonky is usually what? When you give too much information out. Too much information that no one cares about, right? Isn't that wonky? Or
I don't know. Well, see, to me, some of these totals are wonky. Like they're weird. They're
out of whack.
That's my new. I don't know if I'm a nerd or if I'm hip, but I've been saying wonky a lot. So, okay, I got to make a note here of some Steam. I'm waiting. That's one of our games, Mindy, that Steam has come inside in total on our college games just within the last few minutes. So I'm going to save it, though. I know we want to give everyone the best, fastest information, but let's keep rolling right now with Kevin always thought that was a slap, just like I always thought the prayer was a high five. Okay, and that could be totally not what you want to be thinking. That was when the emojis first started. I thought prayer was a high five. Okay. Here's the Nets and the Bulls. The Nets are a 5-point favorite, and this total has gone up to 237. It's on some widely reported Steam.
The Bulls have scored at least 132 in their last 2 of 3 games here. 3-0-1 against the spread in the last 4 after putting up that 125 as well. Also 4-1 their last 5. I'm going to take the Bulls today.
Okay, well, I thought you would kind of draw it out and hem and haw, waiting for Scotch. I'm waiting for Scotch.
I think I already know that, it's, protocol to fade. So, I feel like I have to sneak it in there before I wrap.
Okay, I get it. Well, I mean, if he doesn't hurry up here, we're going to be on a consensus play.
Here it comes.
This is a good spot. Fade 'em. Ron says Nets and under. I kind of agree with Ron there on that total. It looks like it's getting just a little bit high for me here, especially. I get it. I keep talking about these two, but again, don't fade those Bulls. Curtis says, and I don't want to fade him tonight. I want to take him plus the points. And again, I think we're just kind of going on some of these road teams, Mindy. Just I'm not saying the Nets are going to, but shouldn't they be maybe a little bit of a bigger favorite even? So to me, I don't know. Bulls are still been doing a nice job getting numbers of late. I'm going to agree with you. We're going to be on the Bulls here. We're going to go against Scotch's better advice here.
We're taking Curtis's advice today.
Yep, and like I said, I do agree. Oh, and we got some other plays here too with Blake. We wants to take the Bulls plus the points. Dave says bad. He says net spot for the Nets here. I don't know. It just seems the Bulls at home. They seem to do a decent job. That's the way I feel like they end up being competitive in some of these home games. I mean, remember that wild game they had against Toronto at home where they just kept fighting back. Of late. So anyway, Mindy, let's get on this one.
All right, let's give it a try.
Maybe we're going against them a little bit here, but that's going to be our fourth play so far on this NBA card. I want to take the Bulls in this one. Nets are definitely getting numbers, no doubt about it. They're red hot against the spread right now, 8 of the last 10. But Bulls not too bad, 14-10 as an underdog, and I kind of like that. So. All right. Timberwolves hosting the Trailblazers here, and the Wolves, we've just seen them take some steam to go up to a -1, although that just came, it had bounced back to pick, and money just came in now here on the Wolves, and the total has been steamed to the under at 234 a little bit, but that's a point higher than what you see there. So just a little bit of conflicting market information from me. Probably not going to make a market read on this one because I think I know what I like, but what do you have here?
Well, I kind of like the Timberwolves today. They are 4-0 against the spread. Versus those Trailblazers here at home, over the last 3 seasons. Timberwolves like to play on Wednesdays also. I'll take the Timberwolves -1.
All right, Mindy will be on the Wolves here. It's virtually a toss-up here with these two teams. And, I'm kind of mixed, I think, on the side right now. Blazers on the road, they've been okay against the number on the road, and the Wolves don't seem to be getting many numbers lately. So I'm going to pivot to the total here, I think, in this one. Most of my models under 230, probably, just concerned, like I said, concerned because of all these high totals here. But for me, the thing that stands out is that Portland is 8-13 to the under on the road, and the Wolves are 8-11 to the under at home. So even though I think generally of late, and they do kind of shade to the under in general. So I think I'm going to roll with this steam here. I'm going to chase it a little bit, but I don't think there's a problem. I think like I said, it was up from 90 minutes ago, or 2 hours ago now. So I'm going to definitely go under here as my free play in this one. I got Mindy's on the Wolves, and I'm on the under. There we go.
Yep. Correct.
Make sure I get that right. Okay, Rockets and the Pelicans. The Pelicans still a big favorite here. We know Zion can't stay healthy. Right. We got the word. It looks like 3 weeks before he will be, get his new evaluation here. So that's going to be a significant portion. They're still playing well. They still got looks like a pretty solid team. We've seen the Pelicans have success without Zion before. It's a big miss, no doubt about it. But they're still a 7-point favorite here against a weak Rockets team. And this totals 228.5.
Oh, so okay. So you had it where, okay, so I had it at 227, and then it looked like it went down, and now it's back up. I kind of like the over here. Even without him, again, we have had that scenario where he hasn't played, and we know that they've still, played relatively well. They covered most of those anytime that they were, -5. But I'm going to take the over. It is 6-0 in the Pelicans' last 6. 6-1 the Pelicans' last 7 home games here. They are still scoring the 3rd most points, and that's even without him for most of that period of time. So I'm going to go ahead and take the over.
Okay. Well, maybe I've over adjusted on my model a little bit. And again, with these high scores, I might be wrong here. I've got the number of most of the uh, printout a little bit under this for sure.
Okay.
I want to go over maybe with Zion. Maybe I'll just wait and see. I think officially as far as uh, making a play with you on this one. In general, I would look to go over in this situation, but maybe I just want to see a little bit more work without Zion. But
Okay.
we do have a New Orleans team that's gone over in 8 of the last 10 and 22 and 15 of the over this season, and it just came a little bit too high for him. If it would have been, maybe 225 ish, I probably could get on board. Let's take a look and see what everybody has here. Blake still wants the game to go over. Curtis says he's on Houston to cover in this one. And Ron says he still likes the Pelicans for sure without Zion here in this one. So, boy, especially that it does bother me that it's all the way up there at 220. I want to be on board with you here.
Right.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Ron here in this one. It's baked into the line certainly, and I'm not sure that the total is necessarily. So I'm gonna be on the Pelicans. I'll lay 7 here against Houston, and Mindy's on the over. The league needs Zion, man. That's too bad. Oh, and here's one more scotches on Houston here. So looks like some mixed results from us on this one.
Yeah.
Okay, Hawks and Kings. Kings just took money just a short time ago. They are still just a 1-point favorite, however, but this totals up to 245 and a half. Took steam, and this one could be a wild one.
You said it went up to 245?
Yeah.
From 243 in a couple hours, huh? Oh my goodness. Well, let's take a look here. I think I'm still gonna go with the Hawks today. They are 3-1 against the spread versus the Kings. Over the last 3 here, I like where the Kings are. Again, I was on them last night, but I think I'm going to go with the Hawks here today. I'll take them a little bit of plus money or plus points.
Okay, maybe the back-to-back. I just worry the Hawks so bad on the road. I mean, the Kings, they really aren't too special at home getting numbers, but man, they do win certainly at home pretty decently, especially as a favorite, which they are now right now, just the slightest of favorites. So I don't know, maybe you kind of look at the fact on the money line where they're 13-3 as a favorite. Blake says he wants to lay the Kings here. Curtis says Kings and under. That number is pretty darn high, but gosh, I mean, these are the ones where I always
change my mind, right?
Yeah, these are the ones where I always make the mistake in premium land and go over, and the game ends up at like 243, like you'd mentioned the original line here. But I'm going to end up going over in this one. It does feel like it should be an outrageous game. That's just that's just the way I feel with that. I just think that looking at the way the number is out there, they're really total pretty high. Blake said. Scott says he's on the Kings here as well. So it's almost unanimous going against Mindy.
I know. Like I said, I feel like I want to change my mind. It's a toughie. I kind of had this one as a kind of, basically split, like kind of right on them, right on it. And so I just kind of think mostly it's, back to back, and Hawks have been putting up sometimes a little bit greater totals there. So we'll see.
Just want to note that game that we've already covered, the Raptors are a little bit on the move here right now. Mindy, you're going to get a little better price really for the Bucks today, and it's a pretty significant move, man. Raptors are all the way up to 4.5 now in that one. So, I'd say caution everybody in that. I mean, don't read too much into the line. Looks like a little bit of buyback now down to 4, a little, but man, does that, could be like the chat kind of speculated, could we see Giannis after that incredible performance get a day off? Because the Raptors have moved almost like a full 2 points so far now on that steam. So Mindy's going to be on the Hawks, but yeah, Curtis, I'm gonna shoot for the moon here with this huge total, and think there'll be a typical no defense. We know the Kings, off that performance yesterday, covering De'Aaron Fox. Great game. They're on the back-to-back. So, yep. And Scott says, check your reports on that Giannis. I would think might be one to wait on, right? So, all right. Speaking of a team that's taken some steam here today, and that would be a
lot of movement.
Miami Heat. They're up to a 5-point favorite here now against the Lakers, and the total is up to 229. Not going to speculate that maybe LeBron. He put a lot of energy in on that road trip. Mindy, with his birthday I'm showing 5.5 now at some books as well. He is on the injury report as questionable. How many times have we seen it where he's listed as questionable because he ends up being out of the lineup, right? It's almost like clockwork to a certain extent. And again, I think he might be playing it as smart as he can here. I'm not saying that these guys pay attention to the spreads or whatever, but it is funny. You'd think that, right? If you're going to rest players and you're an underdog, that would be the spot. Rest as an underdog and play as a favorite. Make sure you get those wins. So, anyways, what do you have here? There's been steam on the Heat and steam on the over. Right now, I'm showing 229, so it's kind of conflicting.
Yeah, I would say that that's kind of the case. It's kind of how I feel. I know that he's questionable, but I also know that it kind of seems like to me sometimes when he's not in there, these kind of sometimes no-name guys really like to go ahead and show some gusto there for me. So I have a hard time with this one. I want to go ahead and root for this Lakers team today. So I think I'm going to pick them today. I'm going to take those points. Was kind of hoping I'd be a little bit higher, like 7 or 8, but I think I'll be okay here. They still outscore them. They still have the better shooting percentage. And again, I know that's, those numbers are a little bit skewed whenever LeBron's out, but I'm going to take the Lakers today. I mean, they're in my backdrop for a reason. So here we go.
All right, Mindy will take those points. Again, for everyone else, I mean, we're here on the show early. We've got to make our picks now, so that's what we end up doing. But, man, the Lakers are totally a team that you need to wait and see here. So appreciate anyone who comes in with a comment. And Curtis says Heat and under. Scott says Miami here. And the total, like I said, it has gone up, but for me, I agree with Curtis in this one as far as the total is concerned. I think it is. Remember, Heat definitely one of the lowest scoring teams in the league. It does seem like maybe the Lakers at home, they kind of play it a little bit, sometimes the road is where they have those high scoring games, but they are still. I got Miami 7-12 to the under on the road. Lakers 17-10. To the over as an underdog. There's a lot of conflicting trends. Lakers are definitely a team that plays to the over, but what can I say? My modeled out is in the mid 220s here. Maybe I'm still unadjusted on some of these teams as I've kind of worked hard on making some adjustments last night because of the way the scores are going. I'm going to stick with the assessment rather than the steam here, and I'm going to go under in this one. Mindy is on the Lakers. I'm going to be on the under.
Yeah, I got the under at like 226. So I do like that play.
Yeah. Again, I mean, it's
just these are, they're just tough. So I get it, Ramon. Yep. I get why folks are against me. So that's what I'm saying, right? I get it.
Well, yeah, here's the thing, right? I mean, the Heat, they're still just slightly above 500, and the Lakers at home, they've got to get some of these wins. And LeBron, like I said, exuded a lot of energy on a lot of those games. He played a back-to-back. He came back 2 nights later and played. not something that he had been doing. Also, he's definitely mixed in some rest in there, and you'd think we've got to get some expected rest from him soon, given granted we are on the start of the new year, but when are certain players ready to step on the gas a little bit? The Lakers aren't necessarily, in panic mode yet. They just got to get in somehow. So, but these are the tough ones when they're an underdog, I would think. So, how about the Warriors are a 7.5-point favorite? The total here, 233.
Well, I think I'm going to go ahead and take the over in this one, Ramon, since we're talking about, these totals, how people have been, scoring. It's been just going up and up and up. They put up 143, those Warriors. Pistons, they give up 135 to the Trailblazers. Overs 5-1, the Pistons last 6 here. Over 6-1, the Warriors last 7. I think I got to go over, Ramon.
You said it all, I think, in that one. I agree. Let's have a five pack. I believe that'll give us today. Why not?
That would be a 5, wouldn't it?
Right. Curtis comes in. I'm exactly in line here, I think, with Curtis, with Warriors and the under. Now, you mentioned some of the you got the Warriors 13-9 to the over against the spread. The Pistons are 21-17 to the over as a dog. So meant to say the Warriors as a favorite, 13-9 to the over. And Detroit 21-17 to the over as a dog. So both these teams definitely trend over this season. You mentioned some of those numbers, man. The Warriors still 14-5 against the spread at home. I think that's why we're seeing everyone coming in. I mean, they're just dynamite, 17-2 straight up. Pretty big favorite here, obviously. But I don't know, not a huge favorite. Roscoe, nice to see him here as well. Latifah's on Warriors as well. A lot of Warrior love here.
That's right.
Probably on board with these guys in that one too until further notice. You do have a Detroit team right now just struggling against the spread, covering just 3 of their last 10. So let's go over, though, as our 5-pack in the NBA. All right.
Alrighty. Sounds good.
Okay, 5-pack of Team Steam in the NBA, and appreciate all the great comments and the good work there by the chat. A lot of good information. All right, it's a great mix of action today in the college card, but we've had 5 games that we've selected here to take a look at today. Definitely some good matchups throughout, but let's see if these ones will work out for us here. So far, I do know I have some reported steam on this first game that came in a little while ago, certainly, but in this one, yes, okay. The steam came in, Mindy, on the Auburn Tigers as they go up against the Georgia Bulldogs, and Auburn a favorite here at minus 7.5, and the total is 137.
All right. Well, Georgia is 6-4 against the spread the last 10. Auburn only 3-7. The home team here, they're 6-2 against the spread in the last 8 meetings. Also, Georgia is playing well, but I think a lot of that steam may be coming in on Auburn because they have not played any sort of a ranked team here yet this season. But I'm going to give Georgia a shot today at home. I'll take them plus a 7.5.
I didn't mention we already showed some of Reese's comments, and but I want to say hello to him as well and say that, since we have Mindy on Georgia, we have Reese on Georgia. I want to be on Georgia. Yeah, you got Auburn just covering 3 of their last 10 games overall. They're 5-8 to the spread as a favorite, and you're going to go on the road here. Now, yeah, Georgia hasn't been anything too special against the spread so far, but they're showing some life of late, covering a little bit better of late. So, but again, perfect at home. I mean, why wouldn't they be competitive here in this one? They're 8-0 at home so far, Mindy. Their record, 10-3. Auburn's been terrific, no doubt about it. They've been a very good team, but too many points here, I would just have to think. And let's see, Latifah's going to be on Georgia. Scotch is on Georgia. This has to be a consensus play for us, Mindy. The chat's on them, and so am I.
All right, let's do it. Finally got a real good one, I think, today.
Curtis is already coming in with his football play. And it's funny, Mindy. How long can they continue? We're at the last game of the season. We got to stop calling TCU, the team that doesn't belong. Right? What are we going to do? Well, they won the championship, but they were underrated the whole time.
Right. Didn't deserve to be there, even though they won it. Didn't deserve it.
Yeah. That 2-touchdown dog, though. That's what we mean, taking those points there. And look, it's gone down, everybody. There's our update for the college football playoff championship. A game that opened as high as 14. It's down to 12.5. It's the TCU's ending up being a public side because everybody wants a part of 2 touchdowns. So you're definitely going to get some value with the Bulldogs if you like that favorite. But man, it just seems like TCU. I don't know. Don't want to necessarily be on the public side in a big game, but it's going to be hard to not take those points. Okay, continuing on with college basketball, and this one's going to be Duke and NC State. Mindy, pretty darn good matchup here right now, I would say. Duke is a 4.5-point favorite in this total, 144.5, just like
I think it is going to be a good one. I think, perhaps a little bit better than what folks anticipate. I'm going to go ahead and take the under, though. It is 4-1, the Blue Devils' last 5 road games. 4-1 in the Wolfpack's last 5 year overall. It's an in-state rivalry. I mean, so there's still a lot to play for in this one. I have it modeled out about 141-ish. So that's where I'm going to be at. I'm going to take the under here.
Yeah, Duke has some problems scoring, a little bit on the road. So, hey, Kenny P's here also. Good to see him here. Yeah, so for me, I don't know. I expect NC State to probably come out and play a pretty strong game, and I like them here in this game. I maybe even don't mind them on the money line. Anybody with me here on this one? Let's see what the chat has to say. Butterscotch going against you, it looks like here, Mindy.
Yep.
He's going to be on the over, and if I could get that number of 141.5, I might consider the over, but I'm not sure I want to necessarily go over this bigger number. Maybe the value there. Here comes Curtis, so he also likes the over. So Mindy's on a bit of an island there a little bit with the chat.
All day long. That's okay, though.
In this one, the steam definitely came in on Duke, even though it is still back. It's 4.5 now, as I said. Let me at least correct that. I don't know what we'll see in the video necessarily, and I don't know how much this game can move around a little bit, but I'll definitely put it up there to 4.5 because I want to take NC State. I'll take it +4, but I just want to get the line right on the. I think what you'll see. Let me see. I think what you'll see in the market currently is going to be mostly 4.5s. Let's see. Oh, you know what? No, I mean there's a lot of 5s out there, even so. I'll take it at 4 just to be kind of fun here, but I think mostly you'll see there it is. Yeah, Duke says right there. Tony says Kenny Peacock's on with me at NC State plus the 5 points. I have no problem agreeing that and this I don't think is a pick from Tony. He's just saying Duke is up to 5 now. So I don't know what Matt is saying with 60. Is that a? That's
I don't know. Yeah, it could be just something else that we've talked about already, right?
He might be back on Giannis or something.
Could be, right?
Nobody follows up these big, like Mitchell, what will he do tonight? Nobody follows up like, oh, he just went for another 70. Of course, 70. I mean, that's ridiculous. But I mean, he came back with, 45 or something like that. No, they usually, it goes just the opposite. It goes just.
Don't even get mentioned. Yeah.
Okay. So Mindy's on the under, and I'm going to be on NC State in this one. I don't mind. Teams have good record. NC State's played pretty well. All right, Missouri and Arkansas in this one, Mindy. A little bit of a bigger number here. Arkansas 7.5. Totals up to 155.
155. Well, perfect, because I'm going to go ahead and take the under. So that gives me a little bit of extra room. But again, then I'm going against this team, right? But this one here, the under is 9-3 in the last 12 here for the Razorbacks. In their home games, the under's 3-1-1. Tigers last 5 versus a team with a winning record. Arkansas has quite a few injuries. So I don't know. That's kind of the why I've kind of ticked this one here, to the under. I mean, my modeling has it 141, 144. So pretty low against that 155, total. Arkansas also been holding opponents to that would be 56 over their last 5. They've held LSU to 60, Oklahoma to 78. Missouri's one loss we know is to Kansas and like their last 5. I'm going to go ahead and take the under.
Yeah, Smith has been out for a while now for Arkansas since mid or late December there. So even though the total has gone up to 155, it's not necessarily widely reported steam, but definitely the move has been to the over here. And Curtis, it looks like I think that's a hog.
Oh.
Is that no? That's a tiger. No, because they don't have a hog. I think that's a tiger.
I think that is a tiger. And I know what Matt was saying now. We hit 60 live views.
Oh.
That's what he was saying. Because we were up to 62. I bet that's it.
Thanks, Matt. That's awesome. Okay.
We should have. I was just thinking, I'm like, I bet that's what it was. He's like, because 62 is our highest ever. We made it. Look at us. We're going places, Ramon. We're going places.
Oh, it's great to see.
I bet that's what it was.
It's so subtle, right? The growth, and it's not about. I mean, I hope people come here and want to get some information and some picks and all that, but I think it's more about the interaction with the different team members as well, and they, like to make their picks, say hello, and all that, and the kind of program we're running where you get to pick on the screen like that. So here's Scotch on Missouri here, but I agree with Mindy. I think this number is just a little bit too high for me in this one. I mean, I get it. It's going to be, it's definitely going to be up there. I mean, but I have it closer to 150-ish or so. And you look at some of these numbers, it would definitely, to me, indicate, why not? Because I know what Curtis is saying with the over here, but look at what these numbers are with the totals on Arkansas games, right? They're 4-9 to the under overall, 2-8 to the under at home. So Arkansas, they're a pretty big favorite. Why wouldn't they be able to exude their strengths here against Missouri? I think it's probably Missouri's played pretty well. I mean, they're 12-1. Right, so this is a great game, and you want to tell me that Arkansas is going to win it by, I get it. Maybe Missouri's played a little bit weaker of a schedule, but they did just dump Kentucky. They beat Illinois. They beat Central Florida. They covered the spread pretty easily in those 3 games. So Missouri's coming in playing well, no doubt about it. And Arkansas, of course, lost that game to LSU. So let's take the under, though, here, Mindy, as a consensus play tonight.
Sounds good.
I kind of agree with Scotch there on the total. I like that. All right. Oh, this is a good one. I know the records aren't as good as some of these other teams, but to me, I want to see this game because we get our I saw you pick this game, so I'm not going to say anything more. I'm just going to wait for you to see what you say about this one. I don't know. I think I might think. Go ahead.
You think you might think what, Ramon?
Well, I want to let me at least tell you.
Well, Providence here. Won 7 straight games now, 8 home games. They put up 87 at home. They're a great rebounding team. UConn. I feel like they've been. Giving up some points here as of late. They've been a little bit leaky on defense. They also kind of struggle on the road. I'm going to take Providence at home +5.
Providence. Providence. I'm on Providence with Mindy. Why not? Yeah.
Is that what you thought, Ramon? Is that what you thought it might be?
Is that? I don't think it's a fluky start for Connecticut. I mean, they're probably a pretty good team. Are they the number one team and the number two team in the country? I guess if they win this game, Mindy, they'll probably be, especially since Purdue lost. Connecticut right now, they've been very, very good, no doubt about it. But Providence, I mean, there's 8-4-1, 9-4-1 against the spread so far. Definitely think they can stay within this number, if not win the game. I think it could be a higher scoring game here with these two right now, but I think I want to take Providence with you. That's what I was going to say. I hope I didn't give it away. You obviously were going to go Providence anyways, but when I saw this on the schedule, I said, well, I already like Providence. Mindy's going to take Providence. I already know that we're going to be on the Friars and our favorite coach. So why not take Providence here in a good game against Connecticut? Are they overrated? Maybe by now they might be. Remember, unranked to start the season. They're obviously a pretty good team, but will there be regression when you start to play some of these tough road games? Yeah, there's some weak teams that you can play there in conference in the Big East, but Scotch is on them here. Got him plus 5.5 with us. So if Scotch is on with us, we've got a consensus play.
All right.
All right. And just one more we're going to cover here on the card today with TCU and Baylor. Baylor has taken this is the one where I've seen some steam since we've been on the air here. Baylor did take steam here, Mindy, in this matchup. So Baylor's up to 6, and the steam was also on the over, and it's now 144.
Geez, I just like TCU in this one. They have some pretty good wins away or, on neutral courts here. On a little bit of a win streak here, beat Texas Tech. TCU kind of has, to me, more size, more experience. Baylor coming off kind of a pretty bad outing. So I don't really want to lay the points with Baylor just because of that, I'm going to take TCU.
I'm going to agree with you, Mindy. I'm going to fade this team a little bit and come in and taking this dog. I know we're going to be going against, looks like everybody in the chat here. Looks like Scotch wants Baylor. Curtis wants Baylor. But Baylor's not covering right now. They've been a little bit overvalued, I think, by the market. They're 6-7 against the spread so far this season. Meanwhile, TCU, they're 7-3 to the number in the last 10 games. So I definitely think that's pretty impressive. They're the ones coming in with a 12-1 straight up record. And Baylor, we know they're undefeated at home. Simply terrific. We know TCU hasn't been tested on the road necessarily right now, but still, I think the market undervalues them a little bit, and I think that's worthy of. They are 2-0 as an underdog so far, TCU. So I think we're going to end up fading the chat here a little bit, Mindy. We're going to be on the hot seat in this one. I'm calling for a close game. I'm also probably. I like that steam. It worries me at 144, but that's some steam I might end up chasing right there. Don't know if it'll go back down and help out, but I don't know. So I had mixed information as far as my model was concerned, but the fact that the market has moved to the over kind of makes me want to look to the over as well. But let's take TCU. We got 4 plays. Is that right?
We do. 4 out
of 5. 4 plays in college ball, giving us 9 on the program. Oh,
all
boy.
Right. Got 3 left.
Well, and yesterday, like I said, you said you had a light card. I had a pretty light card as well. And I went grocery shopping too. I was so
nice. Yeah. See, it was kind of a easy day. Got to do the housework eventually, right? It doesn't get done by itself.
So far, since I've come to Las Vegas, you'd think I'd be hopping from sportsbook to sportsbook, but it's been more like pizza joint to pizza joint. So, Anyways, hey, good to see Rodney here. Yeah, talk about TCU and that high scoring offense. But the market hasn't necessarily not been clued into that. I mean, TCU, despite those numbers, they're not necessarily going over the total. The market's been right in tune, pretty much with the totals with TCU, I think. So
yeah, because it went up. You said to 144 from 141.
Yeah, well, let me see if it opened as low as that.
That's what I had.
We put on screen 142.5, but yeah, 141 was the low opener, no doubt about it, including at the Best of Luck Sportsbook. So
okay,
yeah, and Latifa says she might even want to go a little money line action on the Frogs.
All right, Latifa, get after it.
How about a little money line in the national championship game on the Frogs? All right, that's a look at our college card, 5 games, but I think you guys will find a lot more action out there. And I've got a couple of plays up also on some videos that you'll find on the website. One with one of our sponsors. And if you look at the handicapper leaderboard video, I've got another play there in college basketball. So more plays for you, more free plays on the site. And Tony will be along.
More plays on, game day picks and more plays on Twitter. So you can definitely get your fill of picks. I think you can find exactly what you're looking for.
Tony's NBA video is already up, but I think he'll be coming in with his college plays probably shortly after we're on the air. So, okay, let's get ready now. Yeah, there's Matt.
I figured it out.
He's a little behind, so that's why maybe I didn't see it there. But okay, Mindy, just a short card in the NHL, and we'll get out of here within an hour or so, or an hour and a half.
That's impossible, Ramon.
Yeah. I try not to.
Originally we were trying to get done in like a half hour. Wasn't that
it? Right, but we never anticipated we'd have so many friends in the chat room. And that kind of
it's so much better than just me and you,
Well, right. Right. Maybe that's what it was. I mean, those early shows were a little bit shorter, but what can I say? It's really all about our team's team now. It's not. It was about us in the beginning, and now it's obviously not, because whatever has happened here, you guys have taken over and made it awesome. Actually, I think that's why Mindy and I like each other, but we really get fired. Like I said, get pretty fired up here with you guys. Like I said, 60. We think about that number, Mindy, and let's be a little bit humble. It's not a big number to us. The way we talk about it afterwards, we're like,
it is amazing. It is an amazing number, especially people hang out with us for almost like 2 hours. Like, that's pretty awesome that you guys do that. I appreciate it. Seriously, I do.
Yeah. And that's just that's the thing. And look, some of those videos, it's not just, we want to say hello to everyone that also is listening on the podcast. Those that are watching the replay, we're not ignoring you guys as well. Thank you very much as well. But these live viewers, these Team Steam, probably pretty cool, right? Not that, these guys aren't just making plays and having fun with us making picks, but, you got the podcast or whatever, and, we're saying their names going out over the, when people are listening, not just 200, 300, 400 that might watch the videos that are chopped up, that are on the YouTube channel, but also on all those platforms as well. Who knows how many, Mindy? We might be getting 1,000. I don't know. I look at the Twitter.
We got to start somewhere, Ramon. So hey, I think we've done pretty good over the last couple months.
I mean, I look at the Twitter. It's usually 50, 75, 100 on the big days when you see that little number down there as well. So. All right, get ready. Hey, Kane Driscoll. Maybe Kane's been with us once or twice before on the chat. I'm not sure, but want to say hello to Kane Driscoll for joining us as well. So also Numbers Gang is here today, just listening to it. And Tony said, how about those overs last night? And those, I hit those money lines. I think might have been 3-1, Mindy, on those laying those pucks.
-1.5
yesterday. Yeah. So that was one where we did pretty well, Mindy, yesterday. I had the total under along with you in that Columbus game yesterday. And Mindy, you had Arizona, Florida over there as well. That was another great pick by you. St. Louis and Toronto over you had, right? That was another one. Montreal and Nashville over.
I was waiting for it to go like to 15 shootouts or something. I wanted it to be the all-time highest game. I haven't, seen that in a long time where we went, 0 for 3 in the first shootout.
I could point out more Mindy totals that won, including Tampa Bay, Chicago under. She had on the show. She had Seattle and Edmonton. That one went over too, right?
Right.
These are all Mindy winners on the show. Isles and Canucks, that was a Team Steam winner, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct.
Yesterday, I did have a premium loser there. I tried to play the Canucks, but they got crushed. But also, I had a premium with the Kings. So, a couple of wins there. But yeah, thanks, Tony, for pointing that out. It was Mindy, really, that crushed the totals in hockey. So, all right, let's get started here with this little 3-game card here. There hasn't been much steam, I don't think, that's come in, and I'll call up the latest lines, maybe check on the goalies and see what's going on. But let's get it started here with the Devils and the Wings. I'm showing the Devils. They're down to about $1.65 or lower, 6.5 over 15.
Yeah, well, I mean, since I smoked the totals over last night, let's do this one again. Red Wings here have allowed 3.5 goals over their last 4. Devils hit the over in the last 6 games they've played overall. I'll take an over here, Ramon.
All right, Mindy going to go over 6.5. That, well, I'm worried. I mean, that's.
Well, I'm worried.
Why are they playing NBA defense here on some of these? I don't know. I'm kind of thinking under here maybe in this one. I mean, these two teams are pretty solid unders, but I'm not going to necessarily go against you here. I'll just end up probably just see what Scotch is saying.
Right.
Talking about New Jersey, 13-2-1 on the road. He likes New Jersey in regulation here. I think I'm getting a discount here at 165 or lower. I know I'm laying a favorite here, but I'm entitled to do that. I'll take the Devils here on minus $1.65 or lower on the road. I'm not necessarily interested in the puck line, although, man, that's not a terrible price necessarily. But New Jersey, Detroit does a pretty good job of covering some puck lines now and then. Latifa's with you, though. She likes the over in this one at 6.5. Just mention, though, I mean, New Jersey 15-21 to the under. Detroit 7-11 to the under at home. So I'm not going to go with you on that. I'll take New Jersey minus $1.65, and Mindy's on the over. Mindy and Latifa are on the over 6.5. All right. This one has taken some reported steam, and this steam came in on the under with Tampa Bay and Minnesota. They did steam it at 6.5. And in fact, even though there's a 6 over on the screen here, I think market wide, let me call up the market on hockey here. I think mostly now you're seeing 6.5s again, juiced to minus 20 or 25. So let's go ahead and adjust this and call it for what it is. 6.5. I think 6.5 under 20 looks like a pretty much a consensus line here. And I'm showing actually Minnesota now. I'd say it's virtually a pick 'em.
Okay, well, I think I'm virtually going to pick the Lightning here. I mean, I didn't mind that under, but yeah, you have the Islanders and the Canucks up on the screen. I think it should be the Lightning and the Wild, right?
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Oh,
Lightning via a Wild.
Oh gosh. What have I done here?
That's all right.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I like the Lightning though today. I mean, I know it's harder to play in Minnesota. They are a pretty decent home team, but they have won 4 in a row now, and they are scoring some goals. I don't always see this Lightning team as putting up a lot, but as of late they are. And then the Wild here, only scoring 2, allowing 3. That's how it's been in their 4-game span. So I'm a little bit, worried about this Wild team scoring some. So I'm going to take the Lightning here today. I think, like you said, it's virtually a pick 'em. They're minus 105. The Wild look like they're about minus 115. So we're going to go with the Lightning.
Thank you for talking for as long as you could. I think it just did. I was typing over another game, and that's why I was stunned. Right, I didn't even recognize the teams were wrong, and I'm like, that total just looks wrong, and I've had to type in the game all over again. So sorry about that.
Like I said, I don't mind that under. I like a little bit higher, variance. So for me, it's not even like, one of those that I like to give out. Like it's not even like a second tier for me. It's probably more like 3, but I do tend to tick to the under there.
Yeah, and I'm sorry I screwed up probably the whole video there for the crew back in the back at the office because of leaving it up there. So I'll just stall a little bit as well. Thanks for Curtis and Latifa and again, I just had to type it in. I should have took it off the screen there for a while. So let me just talk a little bit and stall a little bit here. So
even more stalling shall occur.
Just because on the thumbnail, I always like it to be right. I like it to be when you look. I don't know if anybody ever looks on the YouTube channel or if they have to go back and look at our videos and it says the line on the screen. That's what I'm trying to aim for. So thanks everybody for pointing that out. And okay, Curtis is on the Wild here in this one. Scott says on Tampa Bay. I'm kind of leaning with Curtis here. And I think Curtis is saying he also wants to tip the over in this one. But again, I don't think that when I said I don't think there was any 6s out there ever. So that was just an error on my part. Although the send out was 6 over 15 from the major line service to the books, they just ignored it and ended up with mostly 6.5s, and you could see why. I think maybe with these two teams, but on the surface because of the way they're scoring, but in general, these teams, especially Tampa Bay, 5-9-2 to the under on the road, 1-4 to the under as a dog. That might be thrown out the window a little bit because I think now they might be a slightest of dogs, but only at the square books because this thing's, you mentioned Wild. Did you say you thought you see 115s, Minnie? Or
yeah, so I had 105 for the Lightning, minus 105 for Lightning, minus 115 for the Wild. So I mean, virtual tie.
Yeah, again, I think that Wild are starting to move to a slight favorite. I'm showing the major online sports book at $1.15. I'm showing
so he's showing. So Tony said he has a 6, and so then would like the over, and I don't mind that either, right? Like that's where I kind of fall right in that area.
Yeah. Well, for me, I think the fact that market wide is mostly 6.5s. I'm going under in the game, actually, in this one. Like I said, Tampa Bay, they're not a dog very often. I would actually call them, even though I have it there as a pick. I think the Wild now are moving to a slight favorite. I'm showing enough 115s out there. Tampa Bay 1-4 to the under as a dog. It's still pretty close, but I'm going to take under 6.5 in this one. All right. And Scott's pointing out Tampa Bay scoring goals here, no doubt about it. So, all right, we've kind of hem and hawed long enough, so we at least get the graphic right, hopefully on the screen. We'll mention also Minnesota 11-16 to the under as a favorite if they are indeed the favorite now in this one. So there was one other. Oh, Mindy, I just want to mention to you right now, coming across the line, coming across here, this will be of interest to you. I'm showing that the Chiefs right now are taking steam right now in the game against the Raiders. Check it out, everybody.
Minus 10.
I'm showing mostly 8.5s and 9s at this point.
Okay, so we got pushed down pretty far then yesterday.
You think that they could go to 10?
Oh, well, it was, right? And then I think it got pushed down then yesterday because last I had
It's
saw.
7.5.
Okay.
What did you see it at? Eights, 8.5. Oh, did I
Okay.
lose you? Oh,
So.
look. Go ahead, Mindy. You've just buffed her.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure it could have been like opening day. I saw it at around -9.5, 10. And then I can't say that I paid too much attention to it. So, I mean, I was surprised that it was moving down as such.
Yeah,
9.5.
especially. I mean, granted, I think maybe I don't know if it's based on motivation because we are seeing now the line between the Patriots and the Bills and the Ravens and the Bengals. They've have issued those lines now because the schedule is back on track as far as those two teams playing. We know that the Bills are 7.5-point favorites and the Bengals are 7-point favorites, but maybe it's based on motivation. I don't think there's been any indication of, again, the Raiders played a great game. You remember Stidham right now, for all the, I don't know, criticisms of Carr and whatnot. I mean, it was Stidham that came in and had the monster game. I mean, how many more years could they give Carr to prove himself? Okay, he's got a lot of heart and whatever, but okay, we're trying to talk hockey here, and I've got off board a little bit.
It's all the important stuff, Ramon, right?
Tony said he got the best price. Matt said it was 9.5, so maybe it's just going back up to that. But okay, one more game we're going to look at here: Stars and Ducks. In this one, I'm showing the Stars are a $2 favorite or so. Total 6/20.
Yeah, I mean the Ducks are losers of 2 in a row and have only scored 1 goal in those 2 games. I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the under. I think it might be maybe a little bit lopsided here today.
All right, I think I got Mindy.
Did I freeze up again?
Yeah, but you said you might be a little bit lopsided, and that's where we lost.
I think the score is going to be a little bit, lopsided, but I don't know if I really want to, take that big money line. So I'm going to go ahead and take the under here today. It's 5-1, and in both of the last 6 here overall, both teams.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you. I know Stars looks like they'll probably have the backup in there in this one, but they're still 6-14-1 to the under on the road. Anaheim 7-10 to the under at home here. There has been some steam that has come in on Dallas and the over in this one. Like I said, maybe it opened a $1.80, now up to $2 in the total. Definitely climbing a little bit here to 6/20. Curtis says Stars puck line. Scott says Dallas puck line. Looks like everybody wants to puck around and go with Dallas in this one. Yeah, I don't know. Anaheim at -$1.45 on the puck line at that's no great price certainly there. So I think the fact that you get plus money on Dallas might be a pretty good play as well. So, but I'm gonna have one hockey play. I mean, let's go under
We got it.
6 with Stars and Anaheim. That gives us 10 plays today
Right.
on the show. And thank you everybody in the chat for a fun day.
Well, since we got no shopping to do, now we can watch some good games here today.
Yeah, I loaded up, boy.
Lots of winners, folks. We're ready. We're ready for a big day.
I was talking about the grocery store. I loaded up.
Oh yeah, well, I loaded up too. I spent I'm always surprised. It's like I go and spend like $400 at the store. I'm like, what the heck is going on with all this? I forget sometimes. I'm like, is that really right? But then I'm like, well, if I think about like $100 a week or something, I guess that makes sense.
Sounds like you're going hang out at Mindy's place. I can cook a little bit. So, all right. Thanks a lot, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget to head on over to our website, Tony'sPicks.com, where you'll find our premium picks every day over at Tony'sPicks.com. Use the promo code TonyT at checkout to save 20% off all premium pick packages, short term or long term. It doesn't matter. Use the promo code TonyT at checkout to save 20% off all those premium pick packages. Click on the handicapper leaderboards and see who's hot. including Mindy and I. We're up 2,500 units over the last 7 days over at Tony'sPicks.com. Mindy, a paltry 2,100 units over the last 30 days over at Tony's Picks. And you see our year-to-date totals over there as well. And take a look at some of the best bets we have lined up. And there's you got the picks from, I got that tennis match. Let me see if I can get the time on that. If anybody's interested in getting my tennis play today, that's still to come. Okay. No, it's going to come in tomorrow's session. So.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, it says it right there, 9 hours. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was like, well, you could just bring it up on the back end so we can, just see what your play is.
No, that's true. That's true. It is. I will say this. With a group of plays there, I think it's safe to say, because they're all lined kind of accordingly. There's different matches there at that time slot. So I will tell you this: if you're interested in getting that play, it is an underdog, and I've already played my first play of the tennis season
as an
underdog today, and it was a winner. In fact, let's go ahead and bring it up. I'll get us out of here, but with the Grand Slam just around the corner, just a couple weeks away, they play down to get there to the next. But let's see if that underdog has already come in, and there it is. It was Benjamin Bonzi plus I said $1.25. It was plus $1.40.
Jeez,
and
Ramon,
he won that one in straight set.
I need to hang out with some socialites so I can learn more about tennis.
You are hanging out with one here.
Ramon, head of his country club there in Las Vegas, Nevada, so I can get some tennis lessons.
And so there's our website, Tony'sPicks.com. Yeah, we got our best bets up there from all the handicappers, including myself. That next one coming up, that WTA play, my best bet of the day, just $15. Mindy's got her $15 play on the ice. And you see Nick coming in. You got Collins in there with his $15 best bet. Ben's got $15 best bet in the NBA. The VIP has the GM $15 play as well. And Paul's got his Champions League best bet. Pretty strong one here. $30 pick from Paul there. And you can also get those multi-game packs. I've got that 5-pack of college basketball. I've been clicking right now, college basketball so far this year, Mindy, putting up some good numbers so far, 700 units since just the first. So starting to click in college basketball. Mindy's got that NBA 3-pack. She's got a 7-pack in college basketball. And Daniel's got a 7-pack as well in college basketball.
That's a lot of plays for him.
Ben 3-pack in the NBA. Collins, he's got a 7-pack of plays from multiple sports today, and you can always check out our pick ticker. There, the plays are locked in order, including action. It looks like from the Lagaretos brothers in soccer. You got action coming in. It looks like from Italy, a little bit from England there as well, and then the college basketball tonight from all of our handicappers, where you can pick them up a la carte at just $25. All credit guaranteed. These games must win, or you get credits back to your account. That is credit guarantee, and we are loaded with game after game tonight on this big basketball card. All right, thanks a lot, everybody, for joining us. Thank you, Mindy. Great show. We'll get you out of here. We better recap some of these comments coming in here have I missed anything? Appreciate everybody coming in today. We made that 60 number, so it was all thanks to you guys. Ready to get
tell your friends so we can get some
money
more
today. I could see all of those. I could see all of those. I don't know what they are, but lots of green money eyes. So that works for us. And all right, good to see Rick's here. All right, thanks a lot, everybody.
We'll see you tomorrow.
We'll see you tomorrow with more Morning Steam. It'll be Thursday, last show of the week. We'll be getting after
it. Friday for us.
Yeah. All right. For Mindy Han, I'm Ramon Scott. Thank you for joining us.
Bye-bye.